Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Ernest.
And we are super bright.
Yeah, it actually hurts my eyes.
Well, I meant like intelligence, but okay.
He's lying to you guys. Don't let him trick you.
It's true. But today we are going over our top 10 figures of 2016. And by top 10, I mean our personal favorites. These figures are only in my collection, so nothing that I didn't own, because I can't evaluate it if I didn't actually pick it up. No honorable mention. Well, sorry. Honorable mention would be one that I'm waiting to come in today that came out in 2016. God forbid if I get anything on time, though. Which is the NECA Donatello, which I heard amazing things about. Should be here sometime today. Arnez has a limited time window, so we have to film this meow. And it's not here yet. So, it's not here. Honorable mention. But for number 10.
Oh, wait. You forgot dishonorable mention.
Oh, but we saved that for number 2. Okay, we can do it now. Alright, so dishonorable mention is the TMNT Kurai from the Playmates line.
Steve, explain it to him. Why is that number 10?
Not very posable. Paint apps are very, very meh. Like super not impressive at all. The snake one, if you want to grab that for me. Because the only difference between these two is the snake one has, her hair is entirely black. This one has the yellow like it's supposed to. But the faces. It's so bad between the two. Like, I wish I could swap the heads out. Because then I would just put this head on here, stick the snake head on, and call it a day.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't even care. But it's just, they didn't spend any time on the paint apps for the head. Her articulation's kind of wonky. She doesn't really like to stand by herself. Because it's like, oh man, I got a couple of knee joints, but I can only stand upright, and my arms are forever sticking out at these weird angles. Yeah, I have a katana that I can hold, but can't really pose with it. Alright, so for number 10, we have the ACOTA Bayuki Edward Scissorhands from the Horror Bushoujo line, if I'm saying that right. We haven't reviewed this one yet, because this one actually just recently came in.
I might ask, why is this on our list? When you look at this thing, you're just like, wow.
It's super pretty. For the paint apps for this figure, they did a fantastic job on it. We recently just got the Mia from Di Molto Bene. And
I can't see it.
that figure costs twice as much of this. Like, we could have got another Edward for the same price as that figure. And the paint job doesn't even compare. Like, even just the overall details on this thing look awesome. I love the hair on this figure. The fingernails look cool. Really like the really weird, like, strap bracer knee highs she has. Huge boots. Even has some snow on her display stand with the little wood platings on the undersection. Well, there's nothing really to complain about. It's even just she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only reason it's number 10 is mainly because it's a statue. That's primarily about it. Like, this is more of a personal preference thing. Usually I consider action figures a little bit higher, especially the more detailed they are, the better it's going to be.
Because you can pose them, move them, do stuff with them. This, you just set it down and you're done with it, you know?
Yeah. Like, it looks great, but there's other statues on this list that are just better in my opinion. But this is easily my favorite not kaiju figure that we've gotten.
She's
so
still
far.
a kaiju. She's a monster.
Well, it's horror. It's a little different. It's not really a horror movie per se.
Steve, you ever trying to get at Rideau's? Just ah!
Number 9. The Green Ranger from the Legacy Collection line from Bandai. This is from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Why is this number 9, Steve?
It may not be the most best looking figure that I bought in this year. It might not even probably be the most articulated, though it is pretty darn articulated. And it's a little bit more stylized than what you remember from the show. But it's one of those figures, for the $20 price tag, I have no complaints at all for this thing. Like, it's easily just about as articulated as what you got with the Figure Arts line. Plus, it comes with the flute, the Sword of Darkness, a little sheath to hold the flute in if you wanted to, and an extra hand, too, in case you want to have him posing with the flute. Like, it came with everything you wanted. Now, the problem is with the other Power Rangers that came out this year, those are missing, like, their power weapons. They don't have extra hands, so they only really ever, like, pose with their, like, ripping hands. So in terms of like those, I would say the figure arts ones are way better. But still, value-wise, it's debatable.
$20.
But for this one, for $20, if you love Power Rangers and really want a Green Ranger figure, you cannot go wrong with this guy. You will not be disappointed. So for number 8,
I don't agree with Steve on this one, by the way, guys.
is the SH Monster Shin Godzilla. Now, some people might be looking at me stupid as they're watching this on their screen. They're saying, but Steve, why is this even on your top 10? It's a garbage figure.
It should be higher, damn it. I think it should be at least 6.
I'll put him at 8 because I do agree the paint apps on this guy could be a little bit better. They're not the best that's come out even this year for Monster Arts, and there's not too many Monster Arts figures I would say are worse than this guy.
Should we start
There's
comparing?
only a couple.
Should we start comparing paint jobs?
Well, then again, like $8, $100.
Well, there's an 8 in the 100 somewhere. A couple of times.
Like, again, this thing looks better than Shin in terms of paint job. But then again, for detailing, I think they did a stunning job. Like, the mold looks great.
No, he's really, like, pokey.
Yeah, and it's very impressive for what they did with this figure, because even look, his tail stands up.
I was about to bring that up. I was like, I do enjoy this right here. This just right here makes him worth
Yes,
it.
because if it didn't do this, it wouldn't be Shin. Like, this is exactly how I would expect it to be, just sitting on the table. But you can, as long as I have it sitting on the table, it will pose upright. You can move it around. It articulates good. His articulation's perfectly fine for this figure. I have seen some people have problems with the arms, like they're like, oh, well, they're kind of fused in. There's a hair dryer. Use a hair dryer. It'll fix it.
It works.
Just be a little careful with your figure, because even I mentioned in the video that these joints are kind of tiny on his arms. But then again, I feel like I'm not really ever going to be touching his arms for the most part anyways, because he always is just like this in the movie. So it's cool it's articulated. Does it need to be? Not really.
Do we appreciate it? Yes.
Yes, so I personally really love this figure. I liked it. It's probably my favorite one that came out this year. I'm going to say, like I say, overall, GMK is probably the better looking figure of the two, but I think this was the more impressive of the two.
Definitely.
And then 54 again, really cool, but if I had to pick one Monster Arts to be on this list, I would still pick the Shin over here. Because most of the other ones this year are pretty much repaints. So, I didn't really pick up a whole lot of other Monster Arts other than these. Alright, for number 7, hand them over. This isn't number 7.
Yeah, it is.
I do appreciate that you got this for me for Christmas.
Exactly. It's number 7.
But
I think it should be number 1, but you know.
yeah, figures can't be choosers. Hand over number 7. Sponsored by AM.
I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
Sorry, it's not actually sponsored. God, I wish it was, though. I drink your product all the time.
Why can't you guys give me free stuff?
Or money. Something. I'm not picky. Alright, here we go. This has got me the Ultraman Orb Zeppodon Bandai vinyl. Though my personal favorite here is the Mega Orochi.
Yeah.
Now, I've recently just fell in love with Ultraman Orb. I've watched the entire show. I was keeping up with it on Crunchyroll, except for when I was moving. I missed a few episodes then. And this is probably my favorite kaiju to come out of the series. Like, I think Mega Orochi is really cool looking. Also, he brought out the Ultraman or Thunder Beaster, who is my favorite Ultraman from that show. Oh, he's so cool. Which I actually have a Bandai vinyl of that too, but that one's not really that impressive of a figure. Well, this guy, easily probably one of the coolest Bandai vinyls I got in my collection right now. He's a fairly new figure for me anyways, but he's been out for a little bit now. But we haven't done a review over him, so I'll zoom in real quick just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I think they did a really great job on his paint apps. His teeth look nice, his horn's cool. I like the paint on his neck. You can see what appears to be like little eyes on his chest and stomach.
I love like these right here, like at the end.
Yeah, these like little like spike wing looking protrusions. And he's got some metallic blue here for what looks like little tentacle things that are making his arm and legs. And his claws are nicely painted too.
You know what I think of him, Steve? This is what Anguirus should have been like right there. Just have like 30 of these sticking out in his back and then back up in Godzilla. Guess who would have won?
Oh, that would have been neat. And what's cool too is if you have the DX Orb Ring, if you buy this guy, he comes with a Ultraman Orb card. which may or may not be on this list later on. And what's crazy, too, is that this isn't even his final form.
Shut up, Frieza. Well, look, it's starting to peek out right here. His gold form is coming
No, it's
out.
kind of weird because his final form is like all this engulfed into a ball and grew a giant mouth. It's ugly looking. Like, this thing should have been the final form, I feel. This is the reason why I like this one a lot more.
You know what I just noticed, Steve, what this list is missing? Some wrestling turtles.
Can you hand me number 6? Not one of the wrestling turtles. They're cool.
Oh.
I like the Sting one. Is a NECA stand.
That's all you guys need to know. You should know what it is from that right there alone.
Actually, there's 2 options if they know what they're they know their NECA figures. Primarily the Pacific Rim ones with the Mutivore figure.
They should have known that the only thing that came out in 2016, Steve.
No.
The only thing that counts.
I have them sitting over there. I haven't opened them yet, which is Hardship. The one that fought Romeo Blue.
Yeah, this one's winning.
Yeah, it's just because this one was seen more in the movie. It fought Striker Eureka, so it's one of my more favorite ones because I really like the scene where he's getting the crap kicked out of him and then he gets shot by missiles. And he just goes...
The end.
But no, I think they did a really solid job on this figure. It's kind
Literally. He's
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, this thing is stupid heavy. It's kind of bums me out a little bit that he needs to stand in order to stand, but...
Yet again, he's heavy, Steve.
Yeah,
you know?
he's heavy, and like this is how he was in the movie, so of course you need this to keep him upright.
Oh, God, can you imagine the back pains he went through in real life?
Oh, yeah. But no, like I love the articulation on it. I think it's probably the best kaiju that they put out in the series, and I just only have really love for this figure. I think it's really great. There's some figures I say are better bang for your buck that came out from NECA, but this one, at least out of the Pacific Rim line, is easily my favorite.
You know what bugs me about your figure, Steve? His head's upside down. Let me...
No.
I gotta fix it.
No. Alright, so for number 5, another one we haven't done yet. See a trend? But, this one here is the SH Figure Arts Zatan from the Ultraman series. Zatan! Actually, it's related to the one that you got me. Because he used parts to use his card plus 2 other monsters to make this.
Exactly.
That's why you see the white on his legs and on his arm. And why he has this weird little hand thing going on.
It's my strong hand.
But for the Zatan figure, the reason why it's on here over some of the other Ultraman figures, at least for the Figure Arts line, is I just really love the articulation on this guy. Because he has pretty much double joints on his knee, on his elbows, everything rotates, everything bends. His head is very articulated. Like, he can just strike karate poses, which is really great to see. Especially out of a kaiju. And the paint apps on this guy are phenomenal. Like, even for the little yellow bits, they're actually partially translucent. Like, they have a little clear dome over top of it.
Yellow bits?
Yeah, like his sagging boobies and the weird thing on his mouth. Or head, whatever you want to call this thing. And they look really good. Like, it gives him a little bit more depth on his chest area. His back's nicely detailed, and he comes with some cool accessories that go along with the Ultraman. The only other one I was debating on was the Anniversary Ultraman, just because he came with the buildings and stuff. It was really cool. But as a figure, I like this one a little more. And he's easily better than the Bolton we got, too. So it makes me kind of excited for some of the other aliens that might be coming out, because they seem like they're getting a little better and better as they put out more of these guys. So it should be a cool line to see blossom into something.
What do you think they got left, though, like, to make?
Way too many.
No, like, any ones that would be good on me, like...
Well, a lot of them are more humanoid shaped, so a lot of them should have the same level of articulation. One I kind of want is Bemular, to go with the original Ultraman, because that was the first guy he fought. But we are finally getting a Bemular 4.
XMen?
Give me my number 4.
Number 4 is Dead Space. Isaac from Dead Space.
Okay, some of you may know him as the manga Ultraman, and not Isaac Clarke. We actually did Isaac Clarke review over on the channel not too long ago.
You know, if this was actual Isaac, it would be the greatest video game ever. He'd just run through all of them with his blades, like,
Well, no, this is manga Ultraman from the Ultrarag SH Figure Arts line. pretty much the only real Ultra Acts we were getting from this for this year because they pretty much discontinued the line. But they're still making these guys.
I do love his paint job though. Like,
oh, the paint job's phenomenal in this. It comes with a crap ton of accessories because this is the special version that came with his head revealed and everything too. So he came with extra heads. He came with the longer Spectium blades accessories, and most everything you really want with your Ultraman figure.
really cool, you guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, paint apps are awesome. My only real complaint is these come off super easy.
Nothing little crazy glue can't fix, Steve. I'll fix that for you right now.
I like swapping the parts out. He stands pretty well by himself, but he came with a stand with the packaging, which I kind of wish Ultra 7 did.
You can give it to Ultra 7.
He obviously needs it.
7. He obviously needs it.
And that figure was neat, but not nearly as cool as what we got with the Mega Ultraman. I'm not zooming in on some of these ones because we did reviews over on Super Report Reviews, so if you guys haven't checked it out, I'll probably put the links for their reviews down below in the description for the ones we actually did reviews for, because we definitely did him, and it was a super fun one to do. I think I did a skit with him with Batman.
Yeah.
Alright, so for number 3. Now, you might want to hand me the other one, because technically these guys are like a 2. Get out of here.
It was at a floor.
You're like 2014. You don't even count. Alright, so what we have here is the Celtic Predator and Grid Alien from the NECA AVP 2-pack. The Rivalry Reborn.
That's why there's 2 of them, people. It's a 2-pack.
Yeah, these guys came in a 2-pack. I guess you could pretty much count most anything that came out from NECA that's Alien vs. Predator related. They are all awesome. But I'm picking the 2-pack mainly because you get 2 figures, and it's probably what I would consider the best version of the pair. Because he's more debatable, because with the standard version, you get his plasma caster and some more accessories. But with this one, he's missing some of the chest plating over here. Kind of help
Pretty much
replicate the
battle
scene from
damage.
the movie. Like more battle damage. He has the melted blades from when he cut off the Grid Alien's tail, which you can see the Grid Alien's tail is missing. And a net for his net gun. And so he's really cool when posing with this Grid Alien. And this Grid Alien is way better than the one we got previously.
Definitely.
Because they updated the dome on him. He's missing part of his tail, just like you saw in the film. And I just really love these figures. And in the review, we toted them very highly. Because I still think that the NECA aliens are way better than the Monster Arts versions.
Or the Square Enix ones?
The Square Enix ones are pretty much like the same in terms of quality for me. So mainly I'm still going to go with the NECA because they're cheaper. And there's only really 2 that are Square Enix wise.
And the cool thing is, they even gave you the tail they cut off on this guy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And he's super articulated. Everything moves. He actually moves around better than what we got with some of the other alien figures from NECA. The only older one I would say that's better than the AVP ones is the Queen. And yeah, easily the most bang for your buck line that they're putting out right now is these AVP figures, especially the other Predators. Like you can pretty much put any Predator from that line and swap it out with any of these for the number 3. Would have worked fine.
What about the Kenner Predators that are coming out, Steve?
Neat, but not as cool. I still think these guys are better.
Ooh.
The only one I haven't really got to mess around with the clan leader, the Spiketail Predator. I had problems with the legs, which mainly my fault, but because the way it was engineered is the reason why it broke. Not because of and less more so than the joint was stiff.
Yeah.
And the Stalker Predator's cool, but not nearly as cool as these.
If I learn anything from you, Steve, is I'm going to leave mine in a box. I'm not even going to open
I
that
still
guy.
gotta find one to keep in the packaging. It's ridiculous.
I'm not even going to open it. I'm just going to leave him in a box right there.
Alright, so for number 2 and number 1, you can swap these around, because personally, I would say number 2 should be number 1, but Arnez talked me into letting number 1 be number 1. But anyways, for number 2 is the Ultraman Orbring. The DX Ultraman Orbring. Love this thing.
It's not reading, Steve.
I don't even have it on right now. I'll turn it on real quick because it does get super noisy.
Yeah,
I
it
can
does.
find the on switch.
Super noisy, super fast.
Can you see why it's my number 2 yet? Why I want it to be my number 1?
If anything, it makes me want to watch the show.
The show is actually really good. I actually really enjoyed Orb. It's actually a really fun Ultraman. I liked it more than X, easily. And what's really cool about this is if you have the cards, it comes with 4 of them. You insert the card into here, and it'll light up one side. It'll say the Ultraman's name. You can put the other one in, it'll save the other ones, and you can fuse them. And those lights and sounds tells you everything. Really cool. Also, just a pretty looking little morpher. Like, I just love this thing to death.
It's morphing time?
Kind of. The reason why I'm kind of agreeing with him why it should be number 2 is because if you don't have the cards, granted, it comes with 4 of them, but the more cards you have, the funner this is going to be for you. Just mix and match and see what you can do. Because you don't have to stick with the actual Ultraman's, the setup you saw from the TV show. You can actually mix and match them, but it gets kind of weird.
It's kind of pricey, too, because that's the whole thing is they want you to buy the rest of those figures.
Yeah, because like some of the figures came with cards, like you saw with Orochi. You can buy sheets separately, which is pretty much the only way I think you get the Ultraman cards. So you have to buy the sheets, and those sheets run you somewhere around $30 a piece on eBay. So I think there's like 4 of those. Plus pick up the kaijus, which are getting kind of pricey too. So really cool, and I love this thing to death. But number 1 is probably the most feasible thing and the most cost-effective thing I've gotten this year.
Yeah.
Which, I want to give a shout out to Ultrazilla because this was his number 1 too. We'll have a link to his video in the comment section below. But it's the X Plus Mecha Godzilla 1975.
We didn't copy you, I swear. He's just really good.
Yeah, it was like, I wanted to wait till Donatello because if it's anywhere close to what I heard, it'd probably be number 1.
But it's not here yet. It says it's out for delivery. What the heck, man?
So for this, we're going to go with what probably would have been number 2 is this guy. Because of all the X Pluses this year that we've gotten, easily the coolest one.
Easily.
I love the details on him. It looks great. The Rick Boy's even cooler because it comes with the extra head so that you can replicate the little dome when Godzilla rips off his head. Don't have the Rick Boy. This is the standard version. But you can flop down the little plate here. Reveals his little laser gun right on his chest. And I think they just did a standout job in this figure.
It's funny how just like the little flips like that, little signing here, the inside of his mouth can make a figure like from X Plus just so much better.
Yeah, and it's articulated. Kinda. You can move things on this guy. So you don't have to have it quite posed how it was out of the packaging. Which I think is actually really cool. Something that you don't see too often in those. Because out of the X Pluses I've gotten this year is the Gigantic 62, the reissue of the 85, and the reissue of the Titanosaurus.
Which I want a Titanosaurus to be on this list. He's awesome.
Yeah, they're all really good, but I just really love this guy more than that overall. Which is kind of funny because the 62 is my favorite suit, and I like the 85 too is my second favorite suit. Or sorry, the 1984 for you guys that get kind of picky. But I think in terms of just overall detail and design, this guy is the most bang for your buck out of them.
Yet again, Steve, I don't see my 2 favorite X Pluses up here. Gabra and the 64 suit.
I have neither. I don't even think there's a Gabra.
Shh.
Let us know in the comment section below, but I'm pretty sure there's not an X Plus Gabra.
That'll be my first X Plus I would ever buy would be Gabra. And then the Supersonico.
You know, I almost ordered you for Christmas is the gigantic Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I wanted to get it for our NES so bad. But he's sold out.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at Big Bad Toy Store, he's sold out. But they still have I could get Android 18, which is something I would much rather have because it's a girl figure.
How is it
Vegeta you can still get a hold of? But Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the hotness.
You people disappoint me. Who enjoyed that? That anime never existed.
But anyways, that's it for our top 10 list. So what was your guys' favorite action figures that came out this year? Please let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.